Fashion Insider friends, what is up? This is the Fashion Crimes podcast where I cover all things fashion, style, shopping, style inspiration, and interview incredible small business owners who are changing the fashion industry for the better. Yes, I'm the best friend you never knew you needed and the poster child for fashion over 40, and I mean way after 40. Say it with me, fashion and style are your friends, not your enemies. I'm Holly Cates, your favorite personal stylist, and let's keep it real, the only Holly you need to know. Turn it up, because I got a lot to say, and I am super stoked you're here. Well, we are done with wedding week for me and my fam, as my son just got married last weekend, and it was so much fun. My dresses were a complete hit, in case you were wondering. And I had these pads in my shoe by Vivian Lou. And thank God on the planet, my now son's wife, which is weird for me to say, she gave them to me, vivianlou.com. That will be in the show notes. And what they do is they distribute your weight in your shoes so you don't have all that pressure on the ball of your foot. I was really worried about my back and looking like I was struggling with my overpriced and practical heels, but they looked amazeballs. My dress was so comfortable and I danced in it all night until my feet couldn't take it anymore. I wore Alexander McQueen for the wedding. It was from last season and it was a runway piece, and I just cannot wait to wear it again. Where am I going to wear it again? Couldn't tell you, but I'm going to wear it again. However, that's besides the point. The wedding was the topic of conversation literally for the past 2 years. So what are we going to talk about now? The pictures, of course, how my son is now someone's husband. I still can't get over that. And more importantly, how you can make your second go round so much better than your first. Or if you're going to someone's second wedding, how you can be, of course, the best dressed wedding guest. But before we get to the wedding do-over do's and don'ts, did y'all listen to last week's episode, I hope? If you didn't, please go back and listen to episode 184, which was the Fashion Week recap and trend report. How epic was that episode? I provided full details on all the shows that I went to and the trends that will be on point for this season and probably the next. Make sure you don't miss that episode, and please send it to someone you love and care about who just might need some fashion assistance. And just remember, every time you do that, that is great fashion karma for you. Just saying. In other fashion news, flying off the printing press at Amazon Books is Stop Making These Fashion Mistakes by yours truly. Is your image holding you back? This captivating and quick style guide can instantly break you from the cycle of feeling like you look just okay and good enough to feeling proportionate, empowered, and self-confident. It describes in detail the top fashion and style mistakes that people make without even knowing it. While learning these short style principles, you will soon understand why keeping your closet out of chaos, wearing the correct fitting undergarments, and dressing according to your lifestyle, age, and body type can do nothing but evolve your personal style. Getting dressed is something that should add joy and confidence to your everyday life, not bring you down. You too can have complete control over the message you're sending to the world by using style as a tool to get ahead in life. And not every day is going to be a home run. I'm just saying. But you do have the option to opt in and dress the way that makes you feel like authentically you. This book is the first step in your style evolution to get unstuck. I can't think of a better way to make your outside match your inside with Stop Making These Fashion Mistakes. Get your copy now on Amazon.com. Just type in Holly Katz book or Stop Making These Fashion Mistakes and it will come up for you. It's about a 15-minute read and makes a great gift. Let's be honest, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Shout out to anyone who has purchased the book so far and those who have bought copies for their friends. Loving that journey for you and your people. That makes me so happy. Also, thank you to all who wrote in and told me that they bought copies for themselves and their family members. Yes. Look, you don't want to take the chance of making a fashion mistake, so that's why you have to get the book. I'll even give you an incentive right here, right now. The first person after this episode that buys the book and then writes to me, sends me a DM or whatever, first person that does that is going to get a free 20-minute call from me. Just me and you. You can ask me whatever you want. And believe me, I charge for that. Okay. This is super quick and easy. Get the book, send me an email telling me when you ordered it, and we will schedule our call. God, that is so nice of me. Alrighty then. If you or someone you know is getting married for the second time, fabulous. Let me just say, congratulations, and that's great for you. There is nothing better than getting a do-over, believe me, feeling like you are a different person after divorce or singledom, which was me. I had never been married before. And you finally get a new chapter and you find love again. There's nothing better than that. P.S. I have created one successful marriage at this point, and I do not plan on stopping anytime soon. Just saying. My sister, one of my sisters, has created 2 successful marriages, including mine. She introduced me to Jonathan. Regardless of your budget, you deserve a celebration that feels authentic to who you are today, and you can take this opportunity to make yourself special and do whatever you want. Does that mean getting a fabulous dress? Why, yes. Yes, it does. Maybe even 2 dresses, which seems to be the trend these days. And speaking of the trends, as the wedding trends are super extra and over the top, you can certainly make use of your time and energy focusing on what's really important, getting you to feel like a rock star. Whether this is your second time or more than your second time getting married, the great news is you know what not to do since you've done this before. You've already improved on your choice of partner. Check. You're only going to invite people that you like. Check, check. And since this is your second go round and you're older and much wiser, let's be honest, you're going to do exactly what you want and you won't be controlled by others or other unwanted opinions. Check, check, check. That's a big one. So let's break this into easy to follow steps. Embrace your personal style and don't feel like you have to conform to a traditional wedding dress or wedding expectations. Even the knot.com backs me up on this, stating that the hashtag non-traditional wedding dress has over 456 million views on TikTok and growing by the minute. Lucky for you, you can see examples of non-traditional dresses on your Pinterest board for the week, curated by me for you. If you have trouble logging in or getting to Pinterest, let me know and I'll help you. You go on Pinterest.com and type in Holly Katz Styling. From there, you can see all of my boards, but there will be a link in the show notes for sure. So don't even worry about that. Wearing a non-traditional dress, which I totally love and fully support you in this decision, by the way, is what my first choice would be. You in no way have to wear a regular wedding dress, of course, unless you want to, but wearing a non-traditional dress really sets the tone of the event and gives you a completely different experience from your first wedding, which is the point, by the way, okay? And sidebar, if you are stuck with your first wedding dress and don't know what to do with it, do yourself a solid and get rid of it. You can sell it. You can make curtains out of it, give it to your kids, burn it, bury it, take an axe to it, whatever you want to do. But the first thing you should do, if you haven't already, is get that energy cleared up. Already done it? Fabulous. When shopping for a dress, there are so many things to consider, but you do not even think about buying a dress until you have set the event. When you set the event, you know the date, the time, and the location of your ceremony and the reception. When those things are confirmed, you are then allowed to proceed with a dress selection. When you're picking out the dress for the second time, please note the following hot tips. Hot tip. First hot tip. Get a non-traditional wedding dress. That's what I want you to wear. Okay. So let's start there. What is a non-traditional wedding dress? This is something not white or that even really looks like a wedding dress. You can wear white or cream or blush or whatever color you want. I've even seen people wear yellow and red in pictures, but you're wearing an evening dress or perhaps something more casual. You can also wear a suit, like a really upscale designer suit, or any color, florals, floral embroidery, and my favorite, the short dress, which is what I wore. I did not want to lug a curtain around the dance floor and wear a long ass dress. My wedding was a little different because it was my first, but it was Jonathan's second. So yes, we had a lot of people, but I wanted to wear a non-traditional dress. So I did. And it was cream and it was off the shoulder and super full with tulle and almost like a petticoat on the bottom. Very floofy. It was an A-line dress and modeled after the Audrey Hepburn wedding dress that she wore in the movie Funny Face from the 1950s, complete with the gloves and all that. I didn't wear a veil because I didn't want to. However, I did wear hot pink Swarovski crystal shoes with our initials on the back. That was the hit of the wedding. Not my dress at all, my shoes. Again, untraditional and different. Second hot tip, have a loose budget. Sure, you can have a budget, but give it some wiggle room. You might have to budget for alterations, shipping, fittings, tax, whatever. Do not box yourself in. Just have a general guideline of what you would like to spend and then be open. If you're really on a tight budget, consider wearing vintage or secondhand, which I totally and fully support you in that decision. You can never go wrong with that. Go on websites like The RealReal, Etsy, Poshmark. I also found a company called stillwhite.com, which seems to have a really great selection. Number 3, please do not, under any circumstances in this lifetime on this planet, shop too early, okay? The correct amount of time to shop for a wedding dress is 8 to 6 months before. You do not want to shop a year to a year and a half advance. This goes for shoes. This goes for jewelry, earrings, veil, accessories, bag, whatever. When you shop too early, it loses its luster, I promise you. Can you shop 2 years in advance? Of course you can. The only thing is that you might change your mind and you might decide to go in a totally different direction. I honestly do not recommend for any bride, second time or not, to shop too early. Now, let's say you're neurotic and you have OCD. Okay, go for it. But you will find a dress, I promise you, around 6 to 7 months before. Now, true story, I do have one friend who shopped too early and she was actually allowed to exchange her dress for something else because she knew the owner of the store and it was a smaller boutique. Believe me, this is unheard of. And she got really, really lucky. Please do not put yourself in this position. This goes for wedding guests as well. And speaking of wedding guests, I would like to give a huge shout out this week to Jane for writing in. Thank you, Jane. I really appreciate you writing in and for being such an incredibly loyal listener. We love Jane. Jane writes in and she asks this question. Hey, I'm going to a wedding in October as a wedding guest. This location of the wedding is at this specific golf club on this island off the coast of Georgia. Do you like this dress? I'm thinking about getting it. Now, as I said before, she's going to be a wedding guest. And the first thing when I wrote her back is I said this. I know where you're getting married, but what are the details? What time of day is it? This will determine the dress code. What does the invitation say or the save the date say? Then we can make a better curated decision. She then wrote back, she was like, ooh, yeah, I haven't gotten any information other than the date and where it's going to be. Now, she did have an idea of what was going to go down, but she really doesn't know the details like the time, dress code, inside, outside, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, so forth, so on, and what have you. I told her not under any circumstances to buy this dress or any other dress until she gets the exact details in an invitation or a verbal confirmation about said wedding. We do admire her tenacity, let's be honest, and wanting to get it done ahead of time. But you know what I'm going to say? Fashion crime. It is too early to shop. So it's February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Okay, so it's 8 months ahead of time. And since she has access to this person, she can certainly reach out and ask. But even when you get the invitation, shop 6 to 8 weeks before the wedding. That is totally and completely acceptable and more than enough time to find a dress to be the best dressed wedding guest, which is what we encourage here at the Fashion Crimes Podcast. We are always and forever striving to be the best dressed. This, my friends, is a fashion fact. What did I tell Jane? Girl, it's too early. Sorry. And she's like, you're right. You're right. And especially if you are a wedding guest, calm down. Okay. Calm down. I know it's fun to look for a dress, but I promise you it will lose its luster by the time the wedding comes around, and you're probably going to want something else. Okay. So what else can I tell you about a second wedding? How about skip the bridal party? That's what I did. Or even have a destination wedding if you really want to cut down on the guest list. A destination wedding does not have to be in a tropical locale. It can be in a different city or someone's property or someone's vacation home. And here's a thought, you can elope and come back and have a party, which is really not unusual for people trying to cut costs. I really wanted to elope, and I got so much shit for it. So we didn't. Anyway, I'm all for an elopement. Fully support you in that decision as well. Involve your children. If you or your partner has children from a previous relationship, consider involving them in the ceremony. They can have any part in the ceremony that you want, including reading something special or holding the rings. Little kids can hand out programs or help people to their seats. Second-time grooms. Pick out their outfit, okay? Just do it. Pick out their outfit and do not trust them. Do not. You are doing this to eliminate your stress to get what you want, which is the ultimate goal here. I'm giving you full permission to do what you want. Get married on the beach, in the woods, in a shack, whatever, okay? But you have to look fabulous, and so does your partner, male or female. I saw the cutest lesbian couple actually on one of these bridal sites, and they matched, like the woman who wore a suit had a shirt that matched the other woman, and she had a traditional wedding dress on, but it was shorter, and her tulle matched the shirt. I thought that was super cute. So that really worked for them. I think the underlying message here, folks, is that you can really do what you want because you know what? You're grown. You don't need anyone's permission. You can have a beautiful wedding on a budget if this is an issue for you, but do not, under any circumstances, skimp on you or your partner when it comes to what to wear to your second wedding. Also, please don't have a wedding without alcohol. That is a fashion crime. Whether you drink or not, or you're religious or not, none of my business. But guess what? Your friends, they drink. Okay. So if you do not have alcohol at your wedding, it's not what your guests want. Your guests want to party and they want to have a good time. Okay. So have a little alcohol. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to get tanked. You don't have to get crazy, but just have a little alcohol there, or a lot, which is what we had last weekend. And it was a lot of alcohol, which I probably won't be drinking for a while. Okay. Let's just say that. Anyway, I haven't been to a dry wedding as an adult, but I do not think I would attend one either. And if that sounds mean, sorry, not sorry. I'm here to tell you the truth, not to lie to you. Okay. If you need more help or further assistance with this subject, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, Holly at Holly Katz Styling, or Holly at Fashion Crimes Podcast, or send me a message through Facebook or Instagram on the Fashion Crimes Podcast page. And I'm going to get right back to you as soon as possible. If you write in, you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a shout out. And that goes without saying. If you're getting married for the second time, mazel tov and congratulations to you. If you know someone who's getting married for the second time, please send them this podcast so they can have me in their back pocket while they're shopping for dresses and planning their wedding. I personally, myself, was not an Encore bride, but Jonathan was an Encore groom. And he did say and keep saying that I'm his first wife. And he says he was never married before because he doesn't know what I'm talking about. So I think he has a mental block on that, or wherever that part of its memory it's stored, it's totally been deleted. He keeps saying, I was never married before. I don't know what you mean. I have no idea what you're talking about. Stop making that up. So I'm Jonathan's first wife, even though we know I was the second. But he does say I'm the best wife he's ever had. So there you go. Alrighty then. I am the hostess with the mostest and the only Holly you need to know. So please, if I could please ask, leave us a review on Amazon for the book you're about to buy. Stop making these fashion mistakes. You can also leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. That would be fabulous. And feel free to engage with me on social media. I mean, I know that's a lot to ask y'all, but guess what? I'm a lot. So there you have it. Take care until next time. Y'all, just tell me what you want to know. Tell me what you want to hear. I will be sure to report it right here, right now for you in front of God and everybody about your specific subject about what you want to know. That's what I'm here for. And don't forget to hit up our Pinterest board and let me know what you think. Have a fabulous, fashionable week. I'm here for you. I hope any of you that are getting married for the second time, I hope that you knock it out of the park. I'm coming down off of the wedding high from my son. I've been saying, my daughter-in-law, I said last week, I feel old. I feel even older because my feet are still recovering, let's be honest, from this weekend. But he's married. They're happy. They're on their honeymoon. This is off of our plate. This is done. And again, on to the next one. So we are super excited. My son's best friend is getting married, and he was kind enough to invite us. But, we get to sit back and eat and be a wedding guest because that is what we like to be, are the best dressed wedding guests. And I already have a dress, what I'm going to wear. Stay tuned for that. We got a lot of great stuff coming up. We have some more interviews coming up, which are going to be super exciting. So hang in there with me. Keep in touch with me. Let me know what you want to hear. Talk to you later. Okay, see you next week. Bye.